Hi, it's me again. My name is Matthew Lawrence, and if you don't know me, I'm a pastor and a life coach in Plymouth, Indiana. And I specialize in helping Christians who love God and are passionate about serving Him with their life to be more specific and intentional and effective in loving God and serving Him with their life. And I'm coming to you today with another question that you should be asking about your purpose in life. And that question is, why is finding my purpose in life, my God-given purpose, important? Why is finding my God-given purpose and calling important? And I want to take a couple minutes to answer that for you. The reason that it is important, vital for you to discover God's purpose and calling in your life, and when I say purpose and calling, I mean His vision and His mission for your life. The reason it's important is because it is a form of discipleship. It's an act of obedience. It is life stewardship. Okay? In the Bible, Jesus tells a story about a master who is going away on a journey. And before he leaves, he goes to his 3 servants and he says, I'm going to entrust part of my belongings, my estate, to each of you. And so to the first one, he gives 5 talents. Now, talents were money. So he gives 5 talents of money. To the second servant, he gives 2 talents of money. And to the third servant, he gives 1 talent of money. And then the master leaves. And Jesus says, over time, then eventually the master came back. And when he came back, he went to each of the servants to get a report about what they did with what he had given them. And the first servant said, you gave me 5 talents. And he says, I've doubled it. Here's 5 more. And the master said, great job. You are a faithful servant. And he goes to the second servant, and the second servant says, you gave me 2 talents of money. And he says, I've doubled it. Here's 2 more. And the master says, great job. You are a faithful servant. And then he goes to the last servant, and the servant says, you gave me 1 talent. And he said, I was afraid of you, and I was afraid to lose your money, so I buried it in the ground to keep it safe. And the master says to him, you are a wicked and lazy servant. He said, if you were afraid of losing it and upsetting me, then why didn't you put my money in the bank at least so that it could earn some interest? And he says, you are a wicked and lazy servant. And he takes away from that servant the 1 talent he's been given, and he punishes that servant. Jesus tells that story for several reasons. One was because he wanted his followers, his disciples, to know that they need to be ready for his return. Because he's going to come back someday. And when he does, or at the end of our life even, we're going to have to stand before him and give an account of what we've done with what he's given us. And the other reason that Jesus tells this story is because he wants to illustrate the point that we as his servants need to be faithful. We need to be faithful with what he's given us. And of all the things that God has given you, the greatest resource God has given you is your life. And God expects you to be faithful with your life. And the only way you're really ever going to be faithful with your life is to discover what God's purpose and his calling, what his vision and his mission are for your life. So it is vitally important for you to discover your purpose and calling in life, because it's true discipleship. It's an act of obedience. It's what we call life stewardship. If you want to learn more about how you can steward your life more faithfully, more intentionally, more effectively, then I invite you to go to my website at MatthewDLawrence.com and sign up for my free ebook called 7 Steps to Discover Your Life Purpose and Calling. And I'm sure you'll be glad that you did. So don't wait. Go there now.